And now, ladies and gentlemen, Olympic gold medalist from Uzbekistan, Bakhodir Jalolov.
Vatan üçün köksüm tal, kalkandır şanım. Bunu eser şamalday, güçlü samanım.
Standing at 6'7" tall, weighing in at 18 stone and 3 pounds, but somehow still looking quite lean into the bargain. Bakhodir Jalolov is, in many people's estimations, one of the hottest properties in world boxing. The amateur pedigree could not be better. A 3-time Asian champion, a world champion, an Olympic champion. The latter stages of that amateur career has run concurrently with the early stages of his professional career. Signed with Lou DiBella in 2018. For his first few fights was training in California with the Diaz's, his last couple, and also this one. He's been back with his amateur coaches, talking Farouk Kilichev, and working in the Uzbek setup. He was telling us during the week that his amateur days are almost certainly over. He wants to concentrate on pro boxing, but I think he feels that he would never turn his back on his nation if they decided they needed him. 9 fights and 9 knockouts. Boxes out of a southpaw stance, has got a very efficient 1-2 and a murderous left hand to the body. And he will clear that top rope with one loping stride.
Jojo Torres, referee in charge of the action for this one from Dubai, Shazad Janab. Introducing first. And boxing out of the blue corner, wearing white shorts with red trim. Weighing in 108.1 kilos or 238 pounds. His record includes 11 wins and 4 KOs. Fights out of Devon, England, by way of his homeland of Poland. He is Kamil Sokolowski. And across the ring in the red corner stands the 2020 Olympic Games super heavyweight gold medalist. He wears purple with white and black. He weighed in at 116 kilos or 255.7 pounds. Undefeated professional, perfect record 9-0 with 9 KOs. From Sarajevo, Uzbekistan, fighting out of Brooklyn, New York, USA, Bakhodir Jalolov.
Bring it in, gentlemen. Make sure you give me a good, clean fight. Watch the rabbit punches, watch the kidney punches, and give me a good, clean fight. Good luck.
So they're scheduled for 8 in the heavyweight division. Bakhodir Jalolov in the purple and white with the Uzbek colours down the side as well. Kamil Sokolowski in the white shorts. As I mentioned, he is a seasoned campaigner, a good boxer. He's compact, he's well organised, he doesn't give anything away. There is a lot to recommend him, but he's in with somebody who, as I said, as an amateur, has done it all. Looking for the long left hand there, Jalolov. He's got that wide stance, and he keeps things fairly simple, just pawing with that jab hand, and then looking to send the left straight through the middle. We spoke to him during the week, and he said that he needs rounds at this stage of his career. A lot of the last 2 years has been focused on the 3-round format in in amateur boxing, and he feels he needs to get the rounds in. That's really what they want from Sokolowski here tonight. He won't be giving any quarter, don't worry about that, but they feel Sokolowski could be the man for that particular job. And actually, if you look at his record, Jalolov, if you wanted to try and pick something out, it would be the fact that his last defeat came in WSB back in early 2018 over the 5-round format. And he's not been deep in a fight as a pro, the fourth being the furthest he's gone.
We spoke to him in the fighter meetings this week. I spoke to him on his last fight in Dubai on the fighter meetings. We were asking him if he felt he was ready for the top. He feels all he needs is rounds, all he needs is that fitness and that engine, but it's finding fighters that will take him that distance. Now, Sokolowski is tough, but a meaningful shot from Jalolov has yet to land on the chin. And we'll see if he can stand and withstand what Jalolov has, which I believe is frightening power in that left hand. Just landed on top of the head there.
Jalolov just keeping that stance organised, as I say, boxing out of a little bit of a crouch, trying to make himself a difficult target, an awkward target to hit. Jalolov trying to measure that left, goes down to the body with it that time. Sokolowski did well with it, just dropped his forearms. He became pretty much unbeatable over that 3-round format. He didn't lose between the quarterfinals of the World Championships in 2017 and didn't lose at all, actually, again after that.
That's a good shot for Jalolov to throw. If he throws it to the body, Sokolowski is ducking down really low whenever Jalolov fires.
So round down, around, safely negotiated there for Kamil. Sokolowski got through that one without any particular damage. Jalolov was always looking for a home for that left hand, as Paul was describing. Couldn't quite find it. It's interesting talking to him during the week, wasn't it? Because when we asked him about his career progression, like he said, he gave the mature answer and said, I need rounds. And then when we mentioned a few old amateur rivals, we said, what about Joe Joyce and Ivan Dichko, you know, 2 guys who beat you? And what about Tony Yoka and Filip Hrgovic? And all of a sudden he just turned around and said, oh, they can have it anytime.
Yeah, I'm ready for them. The names he's looking at is your Joshuas, your Furies, your Usyks, but he knows he's a long time away of that, with the fitness and the engine, and that's, for me, all he needs to build up. There's not much else that he'll be able to learn and add to his game apart from the fitness and the engine to do the 12-round period and the 12-round distance.
I know that Joe Joyce rates Jalolov's punching power as being right up there with anybody that he's faced. Hrgovic and Joyce are too far down the track for there to be any reason for them to fight Jalolov until a good way down the track. Yeah, there's that 1-2 from Jalolov. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. He's got business to do here, and he's caught Sokolowski, who's saying that it was a slip, but it was started with a punch. There was a crunching left hand that got through a few seconds before, then just a right hand.
Yeah, just a flash knockdown, but it did land. Good body shot there from
hand into the body, and this is tough work for the Pole, reaching for the left there. Jalolov didn't quite manage to find the target with that one.
People seem to forget, and he's misleading because of the size of him, but how fluid he moves. Jalolov, how good he is on his feet. Just pushes out of range, in and out of range. He glides around the ring, he conserves energy, he doesn't waste much, and he certainly doesn't waste shots.
He's got that real Uzbek style. When you watch Uzbek fighters, Kazakhs too, you see a lot of southpaws, and they're great at just getting the feet in, throwing combinations, pulling the feet back out. You hardly ever see their feet any distance apart. They're the same distance apart at all times, which just gives them that balance on the way in and on the way out.
Yeah, it's them good fundamentals, Andy, which you're taught from when you're a kid or when you first start boxing. You master them basics, you get them basic fundamentals right, and you're going to go far in the game.
taken on the gloves there by Sokolowski, who's still looking to try and move forward here. He knows that probably the safest place for him, other than being completely out of range, is right up close. All the way in or all the way out, and he's probably okay. If he gets caught in that middle distance on the way in, then he's got a big problem. Yeah,
he walked right into a stiff jab there from Jalolov as he tried to lunge in Sokolowski. Inside on Jalolov may be safe, but you've got to do the work to get there. It's not as easy as it looks getting inside on Jalolov with those long arms and the power that he possesses.
Left to the body there as he was on the way in. And Sokolowski's in trouble there. He's grimacing as he looks to the corner, and that was just what you described. He was moving in, trying to get into that safer kind of real estate, and just got hit to the body hard, and down he went. But typical of him, there was not a thought in his head of staying down. Final few seconds of round two. Good solid left hand again there from Jalolov. Got the range right on that one. Through the uppercut. And he sucks in some air there, Sokolowski, as he goes back to the corner. Every time Jalolov lands solid, then it looks like Sokolowski could be about to go.
How old are you? What is your age? Your age is 26.
Painful round there for Sokolowski. Let's see if this, as we say, it was just a flash knockdown, but the shot lands, and then it was more just as back leg gave way. But a shot landed for me. I think it was a knockdown. But let's see.
He kind of half dragged him down, didn't he?
The second one certainly landed. That's right to the pit of the stomach. That was a good shot. You can see the pain in Sokolovski's face. Really good body shot, right to the pit of the stomach.
So the bell goes, and that was pretty torrid, that second round for Sokolowski, but credit to him, he comes out firing here. I think he realises he needs to try and put Jalolov on the back foot, that there's no real future in expecting to be able to tuck up and see his way through for the remaining 6 rounds, and he's decided to roll the dice here, hasn't he?
Why not?
Decided to really have a go, see if he can achieve the seemingly impossible. People talk about going out on your shield, and this is high courage here from Kamil Sokolowski, because he's thrown plenty of punches at the start of the 3rd round in an effort maybe just to keep Jalolov off him and give him something to think about. Good right hand there from Sokolowski.
This is why he's liked so much, Sokolowski. It's why people are fond of him, especially in Britain, because he comes and he has a right good go. He's tough as Zenit and he's tough as all boots, and he will fight non-stop till the end. These body shots from Jalolov are just spiteful. He's generating a lot of power in them. From distance also, he doesn't have to be in close to land to the body.
Just moving around the outside of the ring for a spell there, Jalolov. I think he's quite keen for Sokolowski to continue in the same vein and come forward and look to time him with that left hand, that kind of long left uppercut on the way in. Sokolowski not playing that game at the moment. He put plenty into that first 30 seconds of the round. And it maybe has just made Jalolov a little bit cautious, or a little bit more cautious than he's been up to this point.
Nice 1-2 again. You can hear and feel the thud as it lands on the target of Sokolowski. Really tough man.
Looking for a single left there, Jalolov. When he throws that southpaw 1-2 straight down the pipe, there's that left hand into the body. Sokolowski took that one well. Stepping in there, Sokolowski grabs hold of his man, and he's shown all of his experience in this 3rd round, hasn't he, Sokolowski?
Yeah.
Came out bombing at the start of the round and and fooled me into thinking that he was going to look to go for the win.
Yeah.
It's put Jalolov just a little bit into his shell, maybe, and he's got through this 3 minutes. Although with a 10 fake, there goes a bell. He's got through that 3 minutes cleverly, hasn't he?
Yeah, we sometimes see that. You've commentated on a lot of fights. I've watched a lot of fights, and I've commentated on plenty myself, where you see from fighters the last hurrah. They come out and they give everything they've got to just try and leave it all in there. And in the next round, they're usually not much left. But this is Sokolowski. We know how tough he is, how game he is, how proud he is also. But I'm impressed with Jalolov, and every time I've watched him, I've seen more added to him. I've seen, you know, further reasons to be more impressed by him.
Kilachev's in the corner. First few fights he had were in the USA. Was busy in 2018 and then early 2019. Got a 6-0 and then international amateur competition beckoned for him. If he has fights in America again, which he obviously will, then I think he will head back to California to train with the Diazes. They've also got Israel Madrimov, who's out here supporting Akhmadaliev. They've got a whole host of Uzbek fighters on their books. So into the 4th round here. Jalolov in the purple and white. Kamil Sokolowski in the white was put down twice in the 2nd round, but did a good job of navigating his way through the 3rd.
I'd like to see Jalolov's jab, more of it. He's just pouring it out at the moment. It's just a feeler. It's just trying to set up the left hand, whether that be that hook or the body or straight to the head. But he has a really nice jab and a solid stiff jab when he throws it. The left hand of Jalolov, even if he misses, he's still in a position to throw. He never falls in with it. He's never out of range too much. Just so fluent and efficient. Doesn't waste much energy.
A bit more on the jab that time, then again throws that left. The gloves are up for Sokolowski, but every time you see Jalolov land on gloves, you see the effect that has, as you've been saying. They cannon back into the face. Sokolowski reaching for his right hand there, midway through round 4.
Good left hand.
Terrell Wright lasted 4 rounds against Jalolov in the Uzbek's 3rd fight before calling it a day. So if Sokolowski can take him into the 5th, then that will be the deepest anyone has managed to take him. Sweat just spraying all over us. Ringside there as these two tangle on the ropes. Good crisp 1-2, but Sokolowski took it, puffed out his cheeks. I do hear fighters talk about what it's like boxing big punches. And you'll be able to tell me whether this is true or not. It could be a shock early on, but if you could stay in there, you can get used to it. You can get used to the power, and Sokolowski has eaten up some pretty solid work from Jalolov in this round.
Yeah, but I think in this type of fight, you're right in what you're saying. In this type of fight, however, I feel he's being systematically broke down round by round, as you can see, and it's just a constant, steady stream of punches coming through. What a hateful, brave and game effort from Sokolowski, but you wonder, you know, how many more rounds of this will he be able to endure?
Midway through the fight.
Is your time. Take your time. Set your punches up. Take your time. Come on.
Good bit of technical work there. Just throws the left hand and pulls the weight onto the back foot. When he won his gold medal in Tokyo, they actually put him on a stamp back home in Uzbekistan. He's a big star. Fighters are massive stars in Uzbekistan. It's kind of hard to explain unless you've actually been there. It's the national sport, really, and I remember going to the academy there for the World Series of boxing in the days leading up to it, and just fighters everywhere you look. That's what everybody wants to be.
I was the
good left hand there, strong left hand from Jalolov, right out of the gate at the start of the round, and Sokolowski goes down, has a look towards his corner, gestures to say that he's okay, but he was pinned on the end of that 1-2.
I'm glad that shot didn't land when he was on the floor then.
Referee just calling a timeout here. And having a word with Jalolov for aiming a follow-up. Which is just as serious an offence as actually landing it. Sokolowski has got big problems here early in the 5th round. 30 seconds in, Jalolov is going after him here.
I was just about to say, I was in Uzbekistan in 2000, as long ago as that. Great fighting country, very good fighters. And Jalolov leading the way at the moment.
Just trying to tuck up here, Sokolowski. Big puffing out of the cheeks there as Jalolov just tries to force that left hand through.
A lot of bruising on the right cheek of Sokolowski as well. See the eye starting to close now.
Nice rapid combination, left hand up top, and Sokolowski goes down eventually. And again looks to his corner, and the referee waves this one over. Sokolowski isn't happy, but I think the referee has done the right thing there. He protested briefly there, the Polish fighter, but he was happy that the referee, I think, had done what he did, because he did well to stay on his feet for as long as he did, having been put down so early in the round, and he was just getting clubbed around the ring, wasn't he?
And that right eye doesn't look good. It's come up a lot more since the knockdown, and it would have only been a matter of time. I think the referee got it right. You're just delaying the inevitable.
But he's proved his toughness once again there, Sokolowski, and Jalolov appreciated that, having shared the ring with him into that 5th round, and that's the deepest that anybody has taken him, but he was just letting go with that left hand. He knew that there was blood in the water there, Jalolov, and like a dead-eyed shark, he was just going after his prey. And there's that straight left.
As soon as the bell goes, Andy, look, just a nice, straight, fast 1-2. That shot could have got him into a lot of bother if had Sokolowski tried to make a meal of it and stay down. You know, a bit naughty.
It was, and you just quite simply should never do that. No. You see fighters in the early stages of their careers do that, and they get away with it because they're the prospects and they're the big name on the home show, and we're all here to see them, but you should never, ever do that.
No, I don't like to see it. I've been guilty of it myself. Many fighters will be guilty of it. The occasion, the adrenaline gets hold of you and takes hold of you, and it's understandable, but it's wrong. You shouldn't do it. He apologised as soon as he got into the neutral corner to Sokolowski's corner while the referee was counting, and then he apologised to the referee when the referee rightly warned him for it. But I'm glad to see, again, such a hard man in Sokolowski not make a meal of it and stay down as he could have. But the Jalolov train rolls on, and it's going to be a hell of a ride, an exciting ride. And I'm glad to be a part of it with Probellum. He's calling for belts there to someone outside the ring.
Maurizio
Sulaiman, yeah.
Well, he's not going to be easy to match. He's going to be expensive to match. His team were talking about Lucas Brown to me, Konstantin Dobivchenko. Dobivchenko, another fighter who's tough, can maybe give him some rounds. He's going to have to make a fairly big leap in terms of the standard of opponent pretty quickly, because what you don't want with someone like him is for him to stagnate in any way. That's not the answer at all. Maurizio Sulaiman, the WBC president, into the ring. Richard Schaefer as well.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the official time is 1 minute 17 seconds of round number 5. Referee Shahzad Janab stops the contest. In his opinion, Kamil Sokolowski no position to continue. Therefore, the winner, who is still undefeated, 10-0, Bаходир Jalolov.
Well, into double figures now. Bakhodir Jalolov, and they got what they wanted there, which was some rounds.
A few rounds, yeah, a bit of experience, a bit of, you know, a bit more time under the light as opposed to doing all the hard work in the gym, and a good performance all round.
Okay, he's joined in the centre of the ring now. Once he's finished talking to Mauricio Suleiman, he'll be chatting to Radio Rahim.
Radio Rahim here with Jalolov. This is the first time you've been into the 5th round. You had a tough man who wasn't willing to just go away. What did you learn from this experience?
Это первый раз, когда ты прошел такую долгую дистанцию, 5 раундов. Что ты чувствуешь от, ну вот, ощущения от нового опыта?
Avvalambor assalomu alaykum. Hello everybody, Dubai. Rahmat hammaga meni qo'llab-quvvatlab turganlaring uchun. Men raund bilan qilganim, chunki meni Xudo xohlasa katta janglar kutyapti, inshaalloh, chunki oldimizda 12 raundli janglar turibdi. Xudo xohlasa niyat qilganman. Men hamma poyez yutish niyatim bor. Birinchi o'rinda mana poyezda, chunki menga yaxshi rang yoqadi. Mana rang yoqadi menga. Rahmat hammaga.
Yeah, first of all, thank you to all the fans from Dubai. You know, this was a serious fight, you know, and I don't want to risk this time, and because, you know, very serious fight is upcoming, so I was a bit careful and, you know, get, you know, new experience going, you know, more distant than before.
You didn't get far into the 5th round, but with the first knockdown, you almost had what could have been a terrible disqualification. Camille was well down. You want to explain what happened there?
Когда был вот последний нокдаун и упал, ну, была попытка удара после того, как он коснулся. Расскажи, что произошло, как это случилось? Это было случайно?
Bu shoshib qoldim, chunki men stopda eshitmay qoldim, chunki boksda stop demaguncha urish mumkin. O'sha stopda eshitmay qoldim. Men raqibimdan uzr so'rayman. Butun mana shu yerda balichilardan uzr so'rayman, chunki men noto'g'ri ish qildim. Xudo xolasa bu xunuk boks, chunki Xudo xolasa tanlashi bunaqa favtor bo'lishini xohlamayman.
I'm very sorry for the episode, you know, because it was my emotional. It's not something, you know, intentional. It was accidental because I didn't hear a stoppage from the referee. So I'm very sorry for that.
And lastly, we know you got something big on the horizon. You want to tell the people where they're going to see you next? So you have something big on the horizon. What's the next fight?
Ты сказал, что что-то большое тебя ожидает. Можешь ли ты, ну, рассказать, что именно, если или это твои планы?
Menga farqi yo'q, kim bilan chiqishdi. O'sha chempionlarni Luboy bilan chiqishga hozir tayyorman. Xudo xohlasa, nima deydi, o'shalardan men poyezlarni olish niyatim bor. Oldimdagi cel super tejvesda absolutniy chempion bo'lish.
I'm just ready to face any champion at the one moment, and I know my time is coming to got all the belts.
Congratulations on a good win, an exciting heavyweight. Radio Rahim with Jalolov.
Wow, Bakhodir Jalolov, what a wrecking ball in the ring he is. The winner at the end of it all, what a huge man he is. Standing there with Richard Schaefer, of course, of Probellum on the left off screen there. But a big win tonight for Jalolov.